Good morning, Wollongong. Let's try that again. Good morning, Wollongong. Thank you, thank you. Let me start by asking you a question. What if you could automate your business to allow you to spend less time? Would that be good? Thank you. There's more to spending less time though. Sometimes it's spending less time on some tasks and more time on other tasks, isn't it? Or would you love to have your business running automatically while you're on holidays? Who wants that? Thank you. Yes, don't we all? Or wouldn't it be nice to know that for every visitor going to your business, you're doing the most for them and getting the most out of them? Would that be good? You know, this is why we're all here, isn't it? So in retail, it takes 1 to 3 interactions with our customers to get a sale, on average. Is anyone here in retail? No? Okay. Online, it takes 5 to 7 interactions with our customers on average to make a sale. What can we do? What's the difference between retail and online? Can anyone tell me? Presence? Yep. Trust? Yep. Can I get a volunteer up here? You sit in that chair, that's what happens. Come on, just come up here. Simon, Jason, how are you? How's your day?
Been pretty good so far.
Yep. And what are you here looking for this weekend?
I don't know really. Just it's a lot about systems and automation.
Systems and automation. Yep.
So, like you sort of said at the start, if you could sort of set things up so that you're not, things run a bit more automatically, and you can sort of step away from the business a bit. That'd be good.
Things can run automatically, and you can step away from the business. See what we just did there? That's like a retail environment, isn't it? It's a face-to-face environment. You can start building the relationship. Thank you. Thanks. Yep, that's it. So we can't do that online as easy, can we? So we need to capture our prospects' details as soon as they come to our site so that we can automate some of this process. So imagine if someone goes to your website and never comes back. Who's paying for marketing? A few of us? Imagine if someone comes along to your site and then never comes back. Wasted money on marketing, isn't it? We need to capture their contact details immediately so that we can continue to develop the relationship with them. We need to nurture them until they're ready to buy from us. Now, this is really important, until they are ready to buy from us. Faye made a big point yesterday. If you took anything out of Faye's presentation yesterday, there were a lot of good things. The one thing I want you to remember through this whole presentation today is follow-up. Who's following up well with their customers? Maybe 3 of us? Okay, yeah. Most people don't buy from us on the first sale. You know, that happens in retail as well. In retail, it's 1 to 3 interactions. So we start building that relationship straight away. We make eye contact with people, we shake their hands, we get to use all the senses in a retail store, don't we? But in an online environment, online store, it's a little bit different. Who has some online presence at the moment? So who has a website? Hands up who has a website. Almost everyone in the room. Who's selling something online at the moment? A couple of us. What? Just yell out, what are you selling? Paintball online, yep, good. HR services, great, yep. Bags, work bags, like briefcases? Okay, I need a new briefcase, that's all. Book, selling a book online, yep, over here. Fruit and veggies online, oh, that's cool, I like that. All right, very good. Sorry? Best in Illawarra. Do you deliver to Melbourne? All right, so let's have a look here. Most people don't buy from us on the first sale. 99% of traffic is not ready to buy. Okay, let's think about that. 99% of visitors that come to our website are not ready to buy. 95% of sales occur after 7 interactions with our business. Write this one down. This one's very, very important. 95% of sales come on the 7th interaction or after. 68% of customers leave because of indifference. So this is after they've become a customer, they leave because of indifference. What do you think all of this tells us that we need to be doing? Touching more? Yep. Product, services, everything. Yep, all the same. Still takes a similar amount of interactions. What do you think we need to do more? Touch them more? Anything else? Educate more? There was a little nugget from yesterday. Can anyone remember what that was? Follow up, thank you. We need to follow up with them. We need to nurture. We need to build that relationship. You know, we need to virtually shake their hand. We need to virtually look them in the eye and build their trust is the most important thing. So most businesses don't follow up or don't even follow up, or they don't do it effectively. Hands up again, who follows up well? A few of us, yep. Okay, so we're all in the right place. Yet more than 95% of sales are made in the follow-up. They're made after that 7th interaction with our customer. So what do you think we need to do? Follow up, thank you. So if you want more sales, follow up. It's the most important thing you're going to take out of this presentation today, or out of these 2 sessions. And I'm going to show you some ways that you can do that automatically within your systems. And so that's what I try and make easy. It's a simple process, really. It's just a matter of being able to put a system in place to automatically do it and have the right information in there. So today I'm going to teach you the minimum you need to get started with an automated website. So there's only a few of you selling stuff online at the moment, so we're going to go back to basics and just show you the absolute minimum you need to sell something online. Would that be okay? Thank you. Then I'm going to show you the biggest mistake I've seen in the last 12 years and how to avoid it. Who wants to avoid the biggest mistake? Thank you, all of you, good. Then I'm going to show you, in the next session, I'm going to show you 5 simple strategies that you can use to increase your engagement automatically, and you can start implementing these right away. Would that be okay? Thank you. Plus, I've got 2 special gifts for you, and we'll talk more about those later. So why should you learn it from me? Do you recognize this shirt? It's my favourite shirt. I had it on yesterday, if you're not sure. So I've got a background in business and organising. For 7 years, I ran a chain of retail stores in Sydney. Even though I'm in Melbourne now, I was in Sydney for 7 years, ran a chain of retail stores, photographic retail stores. So I know the face-to-face sale very well. And then I went into 7 years of project management. So I used to work for a company in Melbourne that did large format digital printing. And we used to manage companies like the Swatch Group. Does anyone know the Swatch Group? Yeah, a couple of us. So 5 brands at that point in time. I think they've got 7 brands now. So 5 watch brands represented in over 350 stores across Australia. And we used to have to change their retail graphics within 48 hours. So when a season changed and a sale changed, there'd be 2 or 3 graphics across 350 stores, and we had to change all of those graphics within 48 hours. So we put systems in place, worked together on systems to organise that, and companies like or organisations like Melbourne Museum and National Gallery used to do all of their travelling roadshow. I've been doing this since 2006. So first, and I've automated, actually that stat that Stephen had was a little bit out of date. I've now automated for my customers over $25 million in sales. First, I was taught by Tom Hoare and Brett McFall, so they were the owners of World Internet Summit. I worked for them for years, and about 5 years ago I branched out on my own to start offering services to help businesses do this, so help small business. So now they come to me to learn how to do it, and I consult now starting at $297 an hour. I'm also an Infusionsoft certified partner, so about 2.5 years ago, one of my major clients came to me and said, I was using another software at that point in time, and said, look, I want to do more marketing automation, how do we do that? And so I researched. I'm a spreadsheet kind of guy. Who's a spreadsheet kind of person? Thank you. A few of us you can associate with this then. There are about 15 offerings in the market that that can do what Infusionsoft does. And so I put them all into a spreadsheet. I did a cost-benefit analysis. I looked at all of the systems, and Infusionsoft came up with the most ticks, so that's the one that we went with. And I started implementing it. Within the first week, I'd decided that I was going to get certified. It became certified within 3 months of using it, and I changed my entire business over to be Infusionsoft-centric because I loved it so much. And then because I loved it so much, I started contracting to Infusionsoft, they have an onboarding program. So I started onboarding customers into Infusionsoft on behalf of Infusionsoft so that I could work out customers' pain points a little bit more and work with businesses just like yours. I don't mind what software you use, so long as you use something and you do implement this stuff. That's the most important thing. So I'm also a swimming coach, and if I get my whistle out, it's probably because you're not paying attention. No, seriously though, when my swimmers implement some of the stuff that I teach them, the technique, and they get better, they get stronger, they get faster, they avoid injury. Master swimmers, aging swimmers can get we're quite prone to injury. And when they implement this technique and they get faster or stronger and feel better about their swimming, I feed off that. And it's the same in teaching automation. If you guys start implementing stuff and get better, or some light bulb moments go off and interact some more, then I feed off that and you'll get more as well. So let me start by the process of automating your business is not sexy. The time and lifestyle that it brings is. For all of those Excel nerds in the room, you might think the other way around, as I do as well, but for most people, it's not the process that we're here for, it's the result that we're after. Wouldn't you like a business where you get to enjoy more of this? For me, this represents this time of day, the sunset. Or this. Spending time on PP Islands, North Beach, while my business is running automatically in the background. For you, it could be a different picture, but this is what we're aiming for, isn't it? Or this is combining two of my loves, travel and spending time with family and loved ones. Took my mum around the world in 2010 now, while business was running automatically. Who wants that in their business? Thank you. So why Infusionsoft? We went through that actually before. So I find it's the most comprehensive. It ticks the most of the boxes, good cost-benefit analysis, that sort of thing. So I choose Infusionsoft. I don't mind, as I say, if you choose that or if you choose some other software, so long as you choose something. So now let's have a look at the 3 things you need to get started in an automated online business, okay? Now, some of us I know here have got offline businesses. Actually, most of us have got offline businesses. I think it's very important that you have an online presence. And you think about, and I know Stephen teaches this as well, about having an online presence and having some sort of online asset so that you can use that as a tool to generate leads. You can use that as a tool to develop the relationship with your customers a little bit more. But also you can use it as a tool to create, a captive audience as well. So first we need an opt-in page. Squeeze page, opt-in page, web form. Do we all know what this is? 3 of us know what this is. Do we all know what this is? Thank you. We link that to a sales page or a sales process. And then we link it through to a delivery page, which is, some sort of page where they can download the product if it's a digital product. This might be, it might be a membership site where members can come along and log in. All of this is automated, or the basics of what we need for an automated process. So let's have a look at an example. This is an example of the customer experience purchasing from an automated website. Oh, we don't have audio up here, do we? All right, you'll have to listen to me navigate through this. So here we go. We've got how to overcome depression without taking drugs or visiting doctors. And this is a squeeze page here. Or an opt-in form. I hate that word, squeeze page. Opt-in form. You put in your email here. Yes, I want this free report on how to overcome depression by not taking drugs or visiting doctors. Your best information on how to overcome. So at the top of this is the free report, what we've opted in for. And then below the free report is a sales page down there, selling them into a book, okay? Anyone have something like this? Some sort of e-book or digital product? You've got a book over there? Yep, good, thank you. So then there's a click here to buy now button. How many buy now buttons should we have on our website? 7, did someone say? 7, goodness. 3 I think is an absolute minimum. Yep. So as a result of opting in, there's automatically an email that goes out that says you opted in for this information on how to overcome depression without visiting doctors or taking drugs. And click here. Click here now and you can go and get that. So we're making it easy for our opt-ins. Not only do they get it on the page that they go to, but they also get it in the email as well so they can always go back to it. And that's our first contact, isn't it? So, reading the report. Scroll down. Yes, this report is fantastic. I've got to buy this now. So they click through, and they go through. In this case, it's PayPal, and they check out, and they fill in all of their details, and they put in their credit card details. No, in this case, PayPal. Who's been through this process as a customer before? Every one of us, yep. They fill in their credit card details, just like magic. There we go. They click on the pay button. They return to the website. Look, there's some emails come through. There's a receipt that's come through. Receipt, automatic receipt from PayPal, automatic receipt from the shopping cart, and then there'll be a confirmation email that comes through as well, which is their download for the book or their logins for the membership site, something like that. There's the receipt. There's the congratulations. Congratulations and welcome. Again, we're making it easy for the customer. Here is what you've purchased. Here's the link to it. Send it out immediately. And they click through. A few too many emails in there, I think. I'd turn one of those receipts off. Maybe the receipt from PayPal, turn that off if we can. Or the receipt from the shopping cart. And then they click through, back to the download page, and they can download their ebook. Who wants this? A couple of us? Yep. Who wants an online asset in their business? All of us. Okay, good. So we all need a process like this. They click here to download, and that's basically the process. So that's the customer process. And they come along, they opt in, they get the free report or what it is that we've promised them for the opt-in, and then they come along to the sales page and they buy from us, and then they come along to the download page or the login page or something like that. Okay, that's the customer process. Can I show you the business owner's process while all of this is going on? One person wants to hear that. Can I show you the business owner process? Thank you, appreciate it. I think you get my point, don't you? What is that? What is that? It's our goal. I can be anywhere in the world while that process is happening, can't I? Who wants that in their business? Yep. I could be working on something else in my business while that process is happening, yes? I think that's what, more of what we want to be doing as well. But whatever processes we can automate so that we're not there while they're happening is very, very important. So, what we're trying to do is attract our ideal customer into our business. Do we all know who our ideal customers are? There was a yep, one yep, a couple of yeps. Okay, so it's really important before we automate our business, before we automate some of those processes, we know exactly who our ideal customer is. So you need to think about who they are, where they hang out, what age they are, what your demographic is. So if we start automating our business and we start talking to someone who is in their 20s, for example, and our ideal customer, the people that buy products from us, are actually in their 30s or 40s, we could be having the wrong conversation with our customers. Does that make sense? So we need to make sure we are talking to our ideal customer in all of our communications and our marketing. So this is really, really important. Make sure you know who your ideal customer is, and all of your marketing, communications, everything will talk to that ideal customer. So we had some lead capture on that video that was there. So let's talk about lead capture. It's an opt-in, where we have some emails that go out after that. Okay, our autoresponder. So now we need to give away something with high perceived value in exchange for their email address. Okay, this is the important part. High perceived value. Email now is like currency. People don't like to give away their emails for just anything. So you need to make sure it's got some value in there. Remember, yep, so let's have a look at some value. Lead magnets. So what we had a look at there, that free report, that was a lead magnet, okay? Free reports talk in people's pain points. Now this is important. We'll do an exercise on this in a little while. People's pain points. 80% of people are motivated by moving away from pain on average, and 20% of people are motivated by moving towards something. Okay, so if you're moving away from pain, that's 80% of your market in most markets. Coupons and offers. Anyone got a low value product? No one? Yep. Oh, the fruit and vegetables. Yep. Coupons and offers are good for low value products because it's instant. Oh yeah, I want to get 15% off my first sale. And then you're capturing their details straight away. Podcasts, anyone in business services or consulting or anything like that? Yeah, podcasts are really good. Get people to opt in for your podcasts. Loyalty programs. Who's got a loyalty program right now? One of us? Okay. Loyalty programs are good. What sort of business is yours? Bags, selling the bags. That's right. Okay, loyalty program's very good. You could have a loyalty program as well for your fruit and veg as well. Yep. Free education, free reports, free video series, a free trial on a membership site. Bonuses, free trials, limited time, that sort of thing. Demos, a demo of your software or a demo of your membership site or something like that works as well. Online webinars is a great lead magnet. I'll give you these slides afterwards so that you don't have to write all of that stuff down if that's okay. Or you can take a photo, I don't mind. Online webinars are really, really good ways to capture people's details to be able to then nurture them. And webinars are good. I call them online training, free online training rather than webinars these days, because webinar would suggest to people that we're going to sell to them at the end, and quite often all we want to do is start nurturing that process. So online webinars are great ones in there, and online webinars are actually a good way to fast track some of those interactions. The 5 to 7 interactions, you can fast track that a little bit by building the relationship in 45 minutes on a webinar. Now, this other one is really cool. Assessments. People are drawn to being assessed. Do you know what I mean? So if you can get onto your website some sort of way to assess their problems or to assess their level or something like that in their business, then you know, that's a really cool way to get people to opt in as well. Be ingenious. Don't do what everyone else is doing in your niche. Be the one that stands out. Accounting. Who's got an accounting business? Heather has, and you guys up here as well. Yeah. So maybe some sort of, you know, balance sheet assessment or something like that, where they can put in their details and get a you know, some sort of ratio back, whether that's good, bad, or terrible. You know, something like that is a good way to assess people's businesses and qualify and quantify your services. So an opt-in, just refreshing, we have an opt-in, and with that some emails, and then which is our autoresponder. And then after that, we had the thank you to the opt-in. So where they go to afterwards is the free report and sales page. And then with that again, some emails. So when someone purchases, we have some emails after that process as well. And then we had the delivery process. So there was the opt-in, then the sales page, and the delivery process. And again, some emails after that. Cheers. So, we need an opt-in. We need an autoresponder. How many messages should we have in our autoresponder? Say that louder. At least 7, thank you. 5 to 7 messages. How many interactions do we need on average before someone buys from us? Louder, louder. Everyone can say it. 5 to 7, okay, so we need 5 to 7 messages. We need to have those touch points. Then we need a purchase process, and then we need some sort of delivery process, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if you're using a webinar instead of a sales page in here. It doesn't matter if you've got a membership site or a physical product. It's still the same, isn't it? We need an opt-in, we need to capture people's details, we need to be able to nurture them, we need to be able to sell to them, we need some sort of sales process, and then we need some sort of delivery process, okay? In the online world, you know, we can do that absolutely automatically. In delivering the fruit and veg up the back there, we can, you know, when someone places an order, it goes into a fulfillment process then as well. Send it to the responsible person for delivering the orders, and that happens automatically also. So let's have a look at how easy these are to create. An opt-in, first we write it. Who's good at writing? A few of us. What are you going to do if you're not good at writing? Hire someone. Yeah, outsource it. Get someone who is good at writing to write this for you. Where can you hire someone on the cheap? Where? Oh, here. Where else other than here? Upwork? Yeah, Upwork's a brilliant place. Yeah, treat it like you're interviewing someone for a job, however. In Infusionsoft, we drag in a web form, and then we design it. I don't even design it in Infusionsoft. I design it in WordPress. I use WordPress for my websites. And then we insert the thank you page. So the page that people go to afterwards, we insert that into the code for the opt-in form. And then we save it to the site. Okay, that's the opt-in process. Who thinks they could do that? A few of us, okay. I'll demonstrate it in a minute. Would that be okay? Good, thank you. So then we have the autoresponder. We write it. What do we do if we can't write it ourselves? Outsource, thank you. Where are we going to outsource it? Upwork or over here? Andrew? Sorry, Andrew, what's your business? A printer specialising in ghostwriting and editing. So you can ghostwrite the book, you can edit the book, and then you can print it as well. Is that right? Okay, very good. Add in the details, add in the message details, and save it. Okay, it's a pretty simple process. Purchase. So we need a buy now link and then a series of emails after that as well. So we have our autoresponder, we create a new product, we add in the purchase goal into what we call a campaign, and then a thank you page to that or a download page, and then we also have to create the messages in the autoresponder as well. Would it be okay if I showed you this process? Oh, there's one more step actually to an automated process. So we've done it on the thank you page, or we've done it in the delivery, or we've done it by sending the email off to the fulfillment responsible person. So we can put our feet up then and have a cup of tea. Or we could be sipping a cocktail somewhere, couldn't we? So let's have a look at the process of how we would do that. I'll show you inside Infusionsoft if that's okay, so that so you can see how that works. But so long as you're doing it somewhere in some software, I don't mind what you use. Now I've got something set up already. Here's another version of that website. How to overcome the best ways on how to overcome depression. Brand new free information reveals. So there's our opt-in page. Does that make sense? Does anyone use WordPress for their websites? I use something called Thrive Architect, and I use it because it makes WordPress so easy. There's another one out now actually called Gutenberg, which is a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get, and that's what this is. But so I use that. So there's an opt-in page, and we've got our free report here and sales page. This is one that I use. I don't know if you can see the domain up there, but if you can, you might have a little laugh. And then our download page. Our download page. So what I'm going to do is go into Infusionsoft. Did someone say vodka? Yeah, how to overcome depression with vodka.com. Yes, it is. So in Infusionsoft, all of this stuff is controlled in one area. And so we hover over the Infusionsoft logo, we go to Marketing and Campaign Builder. So it's where we're building our marketing campaigns. And then I'm going to create a new one inside here. Who can do that so far? 3 of us, okay. Let me ask that again. Who can do that so far? Thank you. Some problems, if not, this is... So we name our campaign, and then you can see over on the side here, see these goals over here? Over there on the left-hand side. So there's web form, there's landing page, there's tags, all of these sort of things. These goals are things that start or stop some automation. So it's like an action. When an action happens, it starts or stops or moves people on through the campaign. So we're going to bring in a web form submitted goal. Who can do that so far? Good, thank you. And we're going to go into that first and give it some details. Like I said, I don't design in software, I design in WordPress, because WordPress is a very controlling kind of site management system, and anything you design inside your code in here usually doesn't represent well in WordPress. So first name and email, is that all we need? Yeah, I think so in this case. In this case, even we might not want to use first name, but I'm going to make it not required. You know, if someone's got depression, they might not want to give away their first name. And then we go over here to the thank you page section here. And so, remember before we were talking about the thank you page to the opt-in? What is the thank you page to the opt-in? Touchpoint, yes. But what page is it? Remember we had the opt-in, and then we had the free report, and then we had the sales page down the bottom of there. What page are we looking for? The free report and sales page. It's kind of the page they go to afterwards. So they opt in, then they go to the free report. Yep. So that's what we're going to do. So we click up here. I always copy from in the address bar at the top there, and then I right-click and copy that. And then I go to Infusionsoft in here, and instead of my logo there, we click here and we say a web address. And then we paste in where it goes to. So basically what I've just done is when someone fills out this form that we're creating here, when they fill it out, afterwards they go through to that page. Make sense? Thank you. And then we mark it from draft to ready. And then we go back. So that's our opt-in done. Who thinks they can do that? Thank you, good. So the next thing we need to do is we need to create the email sequence that happens after that. So we drag in a sequence, and then we connect the two up. I'm going to just give this a name. And then we drag in an email. And then a delay timer. And then another email. How many emails am I going to drag in? 5 to 7, absolutely. How frequent should our emails be, do you think? To start with frequently and then less frequently as time goes on. I think in a process like this, where someone's opting in for some information, it should be 5 to 7 emails over 2 weeks. So about every 1 to 2 days over that time, because they're committed. They want this and we want to nurture them strike while the iron's hot, so to speak. So then we go into the email. We give this a name. Welcome email. And then we go into the email. We double click in there. I've written my emails previously, so I'm going to just copy that information there. Oh. I think I've opened the wrong one up here. This one's about wine, not about vodka, but the same process. And I use a plain text format email. What we're trying to do in our emails is make it look like someone's just emailed us from their Outlook or from their Mac Mail or from Google. Does that make sense? So if we put a lot of branding in before someone becomes a customer, chances are they're not going to be looking for the branding, they're looking for the information that they've received. So I like to keep branding after someone becomes a customer. So in here, I'm just going to zoom out a little. I'm going to paste in that email information. Oops, that was the subject, wasn't it? Oh, what's the best? Hello, dear. Hello, friend. The reason why they say hello, friend, is because they're probably using Aweber, and that's how, or GetResponse, and that's how that works if you haven't got a first name in there. So I would usually say hi, and then it'll insert their first name. If they haven't given us the first name, it'll say hi and then comma. So that's the way I usually do it, or hello as well, but I usually change it to hi. Yeah, exactly right. We want to try and avoid that, don't we? So in here, hi and congratulations. Thank you for your interest in not the beginner's guide to choosing the best wine, but how to overcome depression. Yep. And did you read it yet? What did you think? See how we're asking questions in the email? See that process there? Do you think this whole process has to be automatic? Let me ask that question again. Do you think this whole process has to be automatic? No, absolutely not. What we're trying to do is do what we can automatically, but the best thing we can do in our business is have interaction with our customers or interaction with our prospects. So if someone hits reply and says good, bad, indifferent, or otherwise, it's an opportunity for us to continue building that relationship. So we put their email in, link here to the free report. Click here to download. And we highlight that, and we make it a link. And we grab that free report link again, same thing. Copy that, paste it into there. Who can do this so far? Thank you. And so forth and so on. It's just like typing an email in Word inside here. So you format your email, do all of that sort of stuff. You can drag in pictures into here if you want to. You can drag in a signature into here if you want to. I suggest in your first email you keep it as plain and simple as you can. One really important thing though, someone's opted in for a report on how to overcome depression. Am I going to send from my email address? and send from my name inside there? Do they know who I am yet? No. So who should I be addressing the email from? The company or the report? How to overcome depression? So what we would do inside here is we would go and we'd go other. How to overcome depression. And then we click on save. Oh, sorry. How to overcome depression goes into there. And then you might want to make sure you've got an email address at your domain. Whatever the domain is with the links in the email is where you should be sending from, but I'm just going to use my Automation Made Easy one for now, okay? Admin, sales, support, anything like that, yeah, absolutely. Username, yeah, username or admin. I find admin is okay. Sales, people think it's spammy, absolutely. And test it out in your marketplace as well. The best thing you can do is test it. If this email isn't getting the results, test another one. It does depend on who your ideal customer is as well, as to what's the best response there. So who thinks they can do this so far? Yep. And so then we go in and we've done our welcome email. We time our delivery for the next email. It's going to go on any day, and I'm going to send it at 11:45. Write that down. 11:45 is when you're going to send your emails in your contacts time zone. Why 11:45? Louder, sorry. They've already checked all their morning emails. They're about to come back from lunch. Yes, almost. If you're business to business, you want to be between 11 and 3, Tuesday through Thursday. If you're business to consumer, chances are the consumer is putting in their personal email address in here, not their business email address. And so what do you do? I haven't got my phone up here. What do you do when you go to your lunch? Pick up your mobile phone and check your emails, don't you? Who does that? Yep. I do it too. So where do you want to be in the inbox before someone checks their mobile phone at lunchtime? You want to be at the top. So 11:45, I like to get in just before someone goes to lunch. Some people go at 12, some people go at 1. This is the highest read rate on emails in most marketplaces. Of course, you have to test as well. And so we go through the same process, email and timer for 5 to 7, okay? Minimum of 5 in here. 5 to 7 interactions. Now, the first 2, I would go about what they've opted in for and about the product, okay? Those 2 to start with. The next 2 emails, what do you think they can be? Testimonial, maybe later in the process. Heather, we discussed this last night. What do you think we should send out here that's going to encourage people and nurture people to want to buy our product? A bit more about how the product solves their problem? Almost. A bit more about how to solve their problem is what I was looking for. So a little snippet of content. Just a little snippet of content that they can consume in 3 to 5 minutes. An article, a video, a blog post, something like that. We're going to email them and we're going to send them away to that article or video or blog post on our website. Does that make sense? We're going to nurture them and build that relationship so it's a little bit higher after this interaction. And then the third one again, or the fourth one again, we're going to do the same thing. You can't give away enough content. Write that down. You can't give away enough content in this process. And I know sometimes it feels like we're giving away everything. Why are they going to buy from us? But that's what happens. You give away stuff and people naturally come along and buy from you. So we go through that process and then we mark this sequence as ready. And then what we need to do is we bring in a sales goal over here. Product purchased. And then we go through the same process here for the after someone purchases, autoresponder series after there. Does that make sense? Yep. And we link this product purchase to a product, and we set up the product. Who thinks they can do this so far? Great, thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up another window and create that product and an order form in there. In e-commerce. And then we go to our products over here. Add a product. How to overcome depression? We put in a price. And then we save that. So we've set up the product in the system. Now what we need to do is create an order form. Sounds like too many steps in the process sometimes, but we create an order form. The order form is where they literally order. They fill in all of their address details and they put in their credit card details. So we click on Create New, and again, I just name them the same. How to overcome depression. There's already an order form in there. Clearly I've done this before. So we go through to our order form and we link our product to our order form. And we add the product to the order form. There's one last step we have to do here, and that's on the links. Where do we want someone to go to? Sorry, that's on the thank you page. Where do we want someone to go to after they've purchased our product? Thank you page, brilliant. So we go to our thank you page, and we copy that, and then we go back to here, and we choose a web address. And we paste in our web address, and then we save. Okay, so that's the stuff in Infusionsoft almost done. Just go back to the campaign now, and breakthrough depression inside here. What I'm going to do here is, must have logged me out while we were doing that. Got our emails in there, good. So we'd have our purchase goal over here, and we connect them up. And then we have our email sequence after there. I won't show you the email sequence again. It's exactly the same as the first one. And then inside here, we go for a specific product, and we choose how to overcome depression. So what this means is this. If we have a look on the screen up here, when someone opts in, they automatically go into the email series. And we have how many emails in there? 5 to 7, brilliant, thank you. And then when someone purchases, they go into the next email series. What happens here is if this goal goes off, someone might be at email 2 or 3 in here, and then they automatically go into the next part of the process. Because we don't want to keep selling to someone if they've already purchased our product, do we? We want to start delivering to them and nurturing on the next level, don't we? How many emails should we have in our delivery process? 5 to 7, 1, 2, at least 1 in our delivery process. But every stage in here is an opportunity to nurture someone to the next level, isn't it? So if someone buys your book, what comes after your book? Follow-up email? Do you have a service, like a back-end service after the book, an upsell? Questionnaires they can use in a book club. So we might have, 5 to 7 interactions after they buy the book, educating them why, these sorts of templates and questionnaires are important to use in their business or in their life or whatever the book is about. And then we go on to upsell them into the next product. So now what I'm going to do is just show you how to put this on the website. So I grab the code inside here, go to HTML code, and then copy the code. Who can do that? Yep, thank you. And then we go into here, and I just edit this in Thrive Architect. to start editing the other page at the same time so that it loads. Okay, we click in here to our code and we go to Edit Form. Now I've already got some old code in there, so I'm going to get rid of all of that. And we paste in our code from here and then click Continue. So we've got first name and email in there. Remember we set up the first name and email into our form code. So then we click on Save. Oh, you know what? What we need to do is publish our campaign first in Infusionsoft, otherwise it doesn't have the updates in there. Publish that. Go back to the edit. Because you know we turned off the required for first name. Copy that again. And we'll go and edit that again. See how it's got the star? It's the original version in there. So what we want to do is edit that, put our code in again, continue. And now, see first name doesn't have the star? That's the updated version. So we don't want to lose people because we make them put in their first name and they're not comfortable with it in this process. So that's the first part. We've got an opt-in and it's linked up to our web page now. So if someone comes along to our web page, they put in their details, they automatically go through to the sales page afterwards and get those emails. The next step in the process is we want on our sales page a Buy Now button. Okay, and the Buy Now button that links up with that product. So if we scroll down here, how many Buy Now buttons should we have? Thank you. Good one. I've got a paper one on here, but we're going to use a different one for this. So we go back to Infusionsoft, and remember we set up that order form. We go and grab the link for the order form down here, and then we go to our sales page, and we put the link in over here. And then we go to our next button, which is this one here, and we go over here, and we paste in our link. And then we go down to the next one, and we go over here, and we paste in our link. So now, just going back to preview our opt-in form. So what happens now, when someone fills in their first name and their email address, they automatically go through to where? Sales page. So free report at the top, sales page down the bottom. Doesn't have to be this format. You know, it's just showing you the process here. Then they come down here and they click on the Buy Now button. Yeah, this looks really cool. I need to overcome this depression. I'm drinking too much vodka. You know, they click through here, and then they go to the order page. Have to put in a logo into there. They fill out their details, and after they've put in their details, their credit card information, it gets processed. Then it automatically goes into the delivery process. Who wants that in their business? Who thinks that's simple enough for them to set up on their sites now? Half of us. Who thinks that's simple enough to set up onto their sites now? Okay, thank you, thank you. So who's going to, for those of you that don't have an online process at the moment, who's going to start implementing that? Yep, good, a few of us. What are you going to sell? Prepay for a service, really important. You're the heating guy, aren't you? Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday. My mind was going at the back of the room. You could do two things. You could get them to pay a deposit, and then you could automate around, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. I'm going to use you as an example, if you like. But we could automate the day of their installation, if you like, to automatically process the rest of that, you know, whatever that day is, you know, something like that. Really cool things. Over here? Someone else had their hand up over there? Yep. Absolutely. Training course, order online. Yep. 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 Brilliant. pay a deposit from the quote, and we nurture them through that. Perfect as well. Some sort of online process to be able to order. You know, if you've got to ring them up and take their credit card, there's a little bit of disconnect there. If you've got to wait for them to transfer money into your bank account, then how many sales have fallen through because the money hasn't gone into the bank account? Has anyone experienced that in the room? Yeah, a few of us, thank you. So wherever you can, restructure so that you can take the money up front instead of waiting 28 days, 30 days, you know, or 2 months, 60 days, 90 days for the invoices to be paid. Restructure. So now, any questions about that so far? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I do, and it's in the next session. Would it be okay if I answered it for you in there? Yep, brilliant, thank you. So now are you ready to not make the biggest mistake I've seen in the last 12 years? One of us. Thank you, I'll talk to you. Let's go and have a conversation. Is anyone else ready to not make the biggest mistake? Thank you. So after someone opts in, they do nothing. So we've got this opt-in process. Someone gives us their name and their email address, and they fill in their name and their email address. They go through this sequence. We've got 5 or 7 interactions, and then they leave them. Who's going to do that in their business? None of us? Okay, that's good. Who does that in their business? Okay, so we've got a follow-up, and the follow-up isn't just the first 5 to 7 interactions. The follow-up goes on from there, okay? So they blame the system, and then think, oh, this system isn't working, and it's not right for me, and then move on to something else, okay? So what I'm about to show you is common business sense. How are we off for time? 10 minutes? Okay, cool, thank you. So we have to nurture and communicate. So once someone has opted into your database, and if you've got a series that goes for 2 weeks, after that 2-week period, you've got to start thinking about getting some content out there on a regular basis, okay? And we have to follow up with them. Follow up past the first 5 to 7 interactions. We have to continue to nurture these people. Now, follow-up doesn't have to be just sending them an email and sending them some content. Follow-up can be giving them a telephone call. You know, that can be managed in the process as well. And I highly recommend you do that. We'll go through that a little bit more in the next session as well. So remember, in retail, it takes 1 to 3 interactions with a customer to get a sale. Remember that? Online, it's 5 to 7. How many interactions do we need? 5 to 7 as a minimum, okay? What if they're just not ready and we do nothing after those 5 to 7 interactions? Who's, 95% come on the 7th interaction or after, okay? Not in the first 5 to 7, but the 7th interaction or after. So as a minimum, we need 5 to 7, but we need to continue that process after there as well. We need to nurture until someone is ready to become a customer. This is the biggest mistake I've seen. So many people get people into the system and then they do absolutely nothing with them afterwards. They have a database of thousands and they've done nothing to nurture the database, and so they're going to get nothing out of it. Does that make sense? Who's going to nurture their data? Who's already nurturing their database? A few of us? Okay, thank you. What are you nurturing with? Can I ask? Who's nurturing their database? What are you nurturing with? Yep. Content and deals are nowhere near enough. Okay, good. Thank you for being honest. Anyone else who's nurturing their database? Yep. Who's sending a newsletter? Okay, a couple of us. Stop it. Okay, and this will make sense why. No more newsletters. Newsletters don't get the engagement that we need from our database to nurture them. So we need to nurture them until they're ready to become customers from us, not when we're ready for them to become a customer, okay? So how do we do it? Content, content, and more content. Write that down. Too much. Exactly right. So he said Jonathan said is the reason that newsletters don't work these days is because it's too much. And that's exactly right. There's too many things in a newsletter. What we want is one problem and one solution and one call to action in our emails. And we'll go through that a little bit more as well. So, one really important thing in our emails now and in our business right now, video. A study by iView Digital shows that using video on landing pages can increase conversion by 80%. What are we going to do in our communications? If it's increasing conversions by 80%, what are we going to do? Video, thank you. Video increases the length of time that people stay on your page, giving your brand message longer to sink in. Does that make sense? So someone sees a video, they spend more time developing a relationship with you, watching the video, and it gives your message more time to sink in. Who wants that? All of us, thank you. Video helps raise the trust factor significantly, especially if it's you in the video or someone from your business in the video. If they can make eye contact with you in the video, it raises trust tremendously. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. People are lazy and prefer to watch versus read. All the men in their room, put their hands up, please. Thank you. Some ladies prefer to read, and some men prefer to read as well, but generally, men prefer to watch videos. If your target market, remember we talked about that a little bit earlier, if your target market is men, then you absolutely have to have videos in your marketing. Does that make sense? If your target demographic is, what are they called? Baby boomers, X generation, Y generation and below, for your paintball, you've got to have video in your marketing as well. So 55% of shoppers often research on mobile devices when visual content helps inform their product selection. Visual content equals images and video, okay? Very, very important. Marketers who use video grow revenue 49% faster than non-video users. Who wants to grow their revenue 49% faster? Thank you. 92% of shoppers say visuals are the most influencing factor affecting purchase decisions. Visuals, images, videos. So it's important to make sure that we're using it in our marketing. So, blog post, video, blog post, article, emails. We link them all together. When we're sending out content, we write a blog post, we put the video into it, we write an email, and we send it off to our database. Who can do that? 3 of us, okay. 4 of us, okay, thank you. So does everyone have a blog in the room? Oh, actually, who doesn't have a blog in the room? Okay, get one. Do you guys have a WordPress website? Do you have a website? Yep. What it is, you couldn't tell me. Does someone manage it for you? Ask them to put a blog onto it. Most website builders now will be able to have a blog function on there. Really important to get the content out there. We want to be sending people back to our, it's like sending them back to our business to watch the content every time. So we don't want to send them off to YouTube to watch a video, because what happens when you finish watching a video on YouTube? Yeah, the next one, the related videos, and all of a sudden you're promoting one of your competitors. So you want to have it embedded into your blog post, embedded into your website, and you want to turn off those related videos. Frequency, I have a 1 in 4 rule, and I contradict this rule a little bit later, but this is where we get started. So, 4 items of content, 1 sales email. As a minimum, if you want to send more sales emails, what do you need to do? More content. Brilliant, thank you. So, that means if you're sending an email once a month, every 5th month, you get to send a sales email. So if you want to send more sales, if you want to send a sales email every month, what do you have to do? What's that, sorry? Send weekly. Brilliant, thank you. More content, more content, more content, okay? Video. And we're going to go through, in the start of the next session, what we can do about finding that content within our businesses. Would that be okay? Brilliant. Are we time for a break now, or have I got a couple more minutes? A couple more minutes, no props. So, the next thing is, don't send any sales emails at all as a broadcast to your database. It's another concept I want you to think about. We'll go into it in more detail in the next session as well. We only broadcast content. This is what's going off right now. If someone watches our content and they click through to watch it, they're interested. Does that make sense? If someone reads our email and we write our email in the right way, problem, agitate, solution, and someone clicks through and watches our content about, about fruit, say they watch our content about apples, and then we have a sale on apples that comes afterwards. So they click through, we tag them into an email sequence that then follows up with them about selling them apples. Does that make sense? Yep. So we only sell to them after they engage in the content that's about that. Event promoters are doing this a lot right now, getting content out there about the event. Free content, how to do this stuff that the event is going to be a solution for. When someone watches that content, then they go into an email sequence marketing the event. Does that make sense? Yep. Accounting business, you could be doing this as well. You guys with your accounting business as well. There are so many problems people have that you're solving for them every single day. Someone watches one of those, the solution to this problem might actually be a business plan. So if they watch this video about, cash flow, and then, if they watch that, they're clearly interested in fixing their cash flow. The solution to that, we all know, is a business plan. Or, it could be some other solutions as well, but that's one way you can do it. So only broadcast content. When someone clicks, then we send them to a follow-up series. When they click, when they show interest, then we send them to a follow-up series, which is the sales series. I've got something to share, but let's do that in the next session, the start of the next session. Let's have the break now. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Big round of applause for Jason.